When I sit down and talk to a new person, what I want to do is I want to figure out what their their true desires are for achieving this goal. What I see a lot of people when you start interviewing people, and it's okay, but most people when they first start interviewing, and you might be in this situation right now, or you might have never even thought about it this way, which is when you interview somebody, you're asking them very on the surface questions, is what I call them, which is what are your goals? You know, if you're decent, you're going to say, why do you want to achieve this? You know, what are your injuries? Um, and then once you have the goal, the time frame, right, you'll say, okay, by when do you want to achieve this goal? And it's all very on the surface, and that's fine. You need these details. But what I'm saying is you need to learn how to interview so efficiently that you get to a deeper place with people. You want to interview them and ask them questions like, you know, how long have you been wanting to achieve this and what has held you back from doing so up until now? And now you get the person to really have to think about why it is that they're doing it now, right? Why didn't they do it before? Why did they come to see a trainer now, whereas last year, you know? Another question you can ask them is, you know, how do you feel about your current fitness level now, right? And get them to think about where they are right now and how they feel about how they are right now. You can ask a lot of follow-up questions, right? You may start with, you know, what's your goal? And they say, I want to be fit and healthy. And then a simple question that you can use, and you can write this down and use it, is always say, how would you define fit and healthy? Right? And just that question alone, how do you define this? How do you define that? What does fitness look like to you? What does being toned look like to you? What does being strong look like to you, right? What does being healthier look like to you? How will you know that you have achieved it? And you get the client to think so much about what they're really doing right now that in a way they close themselves on personal training because they think of all the reasons why they should do it because you've made them think about it, right? Selling is not telling. You don't tell people what's going to happen. You have to be good at asking the questions that allow them to come to the conclusion. Because then you've never sold anything to them. And you've never had to overcome any objections because they've already done that for you. By simply asking the right questions, deep questions that get them to think about what they're doing. If you can get them to think about why they're doing it, why they haven't done it, right? What motivates them to do it? Deep motivation, not just, oh, I want to, you know, just look good in summer. That's not strong enough. So what happens is when you get to the end, if your interview questions were weak and their answers are weak, they'll start thinking about reasons why they're not going to do it because obviously they haven't done it up until now. And whatever reason that they had to not do it back then is the same reason that they're going to have for not doing it now. I don't have time. I don't have money. Let me think about it. I got to talk to my spouse. But if you get them to close themselves because you've asked such great questions, right? And I'm not giving you a set of questions to ask, only examples, because I want you to come up with your own questions, right? And a lot of them happen in the moment. If you just change your mindset, next time you interview somebody, if you change your mindset to asking questions that gets them to think about what they're really, what they want, you know, and you dig a little bit deeper, give yourself the challenge of asking one more question. Whatever they answer, give yourself the challenge of asking one more question, and you will see that the whole conversation opens up to a whole nother level. You know, if you can get somebody to confess to you why they really want to do it, right? Hey, I don't have a sex life and I would like to have one. You know, I was left, you know, a lot of the relationship and sexual stuff is very deep. So they might confess to something like that. You might get somebody to say, hey, honestly, I'm afraid of dying. You know, I'm afraid my family history, everybody has died from heart disease, heart attacks, and I'm starting to feel like I'm going down that road, and I am afraid that I'm going to die. What objection do you have to overcome when somebody's afraid of dying, right? If you can get them to say it, when it comes time to purchasing a personal training package, all you have to do is repeat back to them what they already confessed, which is, hey, I know this is a little expensive, or I know you want to talk to your spouse, but we're talking about life and death, you know, and the reason why you came in here today was because you were afraid of dying, or it was because you haven't been in a relationship for this many years, or it's because, you know, you feel like less around your peers, you know, you feel like you can't get the promotion that you wanted because you're afraid of wearing this certain clothing because you haven't. If you can get them to confess what the real deep reason is for wanting to be in shape, then you're getting somewhere. Because getting fit, getting healthy, getting strong, getting toned is really, and pay attention, it's only a means to an end. Fitness is not the point. Getting toned up is not the point. Getting strong is not the point. And if you're training people and trying to close them based on, I want to get stronger, I want to get fitter, I want to lose weight, that is just on the surface. It's just the means. You're talking about how you're going to get to the real thing, and you never know where you're really going, right? But if we talk about the real issue that this person is having in their life, then fitness is just the way they're going to achieve that, right? The way they're going to get back to their spouse, the way that they're going to be able to live long enough to see their grandkids, the way that they're going to be able to avoid surgery, right? They don't want to get healthy, they want to avoid surgery. They don't want to get healthy, they want to see their grandkids, right? So what is the real why? The fitness will just be what happens to get there. And now, hopefully, if you've seen this long enough and it's making sense and your brain is going, you realize, of course, I wouldn't have to sell anybody on training, right? And that's what I do, and that's what my staff does. I train them to ask efficient questions that are going to get that person to see for themselves why they're really doing it, because we have mastered, for the most part, as a personal trainer, the way to physically achieve a goal. But now you need to master the ability to get them to see it too, right? So you can paint the picture for fitness, but can't you paint the picture for a better life, which is really what people are signing up for. People are signing up for a better life in some aspect of their life, right? I want to be better at this, that. I want to be more efficient at that. I want to change my life. You're selling change. You're not selling fitness. And I think personal trainers are so stuck on fitness, right? Oh, I have the coolest workout. Oh, I have the coolest routine. Man, my routine has so many different exercises. My routine is so precise. My nutrition plan is so great. But this is all means to an end. Means to an end. Think about the questions that you're asking people when you're sitting down. Are you even asking questions at this point? Or are you just, hey, are you hurt? Do you have a history? You know, the health history is really important because it lets you know who you're dealing with. But again, it's usually not the reason why people are signing up. Think about why you're in shape, why you're fit, right? See it for yourself. Why do I really work out, right? How do I feel when I work out? How did I feel when I wasn't in shape? And remember that they are also trying to achieve this, and they're looking up to you to solve the problem. But just being fit and having great workouts isn't enough. If you do that, then you are like everybody else, and now you have to deal with price objections and time, and because if it's just a workout, I can go get a workout at another class, right? Like, what's the difference between your workout and CrossFit and Zumba or whatever? The difference will be that with you, I realized why. That's the only difference. With you, I realize why I'm here, and I realize that these are the real reasons why I want to achieve this, and I'll do whatever it takes to get that. Because, again, it's just a means to an end. So think about that, you guys. Sit down, think about what questions can I ask somebody to dig deeper. You know, research books, research good interview questions. You never know where you're going to get a great idea. But one tip I can leave you with is always follow up an answer with another question. And really keep this in mind. Try to get them to define whatever it is that they say. So whatever it is, ask them to be a little bit more specific. Ask them, you know, what does that look like to you? How would you define whatever you just said? You know, how will you know that you got there? Why did you do this now, today, instead of last time? What happened? Did anything change in your life that made you decide to come in and talk to a personal trainer today? Let's talk about that. What happened? It's almost like a therapy session. But if you can master that, I'm telling you guys, I don't really get too many objections because the interview is so masterful. And you can always get better at interviewing. I mean, I'm good enough right now that I feel like I close everybody. Obviously, eventually somebody doesn't sign up. But I feel so comfortable signing people up on personal training. And I get my staff to do it as well because we dig deep before. And the point of this video is to let you know the person signs up before they've ever worked out with you. That's the point of this video. The person has already decided they're going to train with you before you even work them out, because of the questions that you ask them and the realizations and the aha moments that you get them to have with you. That they've already signed up. You know, I sign up a lot of people without ever working out because the motivation's already there and it's at an all-time high. Why do we need to do anything else? If you are high on motivation, high on reasons, right? High on drive, you see the picture, you want it, you're excited when we're talking about fitness, and you've realized, man, I want to get fit because of this. I see that now. All you got to do is say, hey, let's sign up. Take care of a couple of, logistics, sign, we're ready to go. And then we get to the workout, because the workout's just a workout. The interview is everything. See you guys later.